I need you out the way for this, okay? Because it's busy. Okay, so I need you behind these people here, okay?
He's smashing fella, you know what I mean? Like, he's got our full support anyway. After the whole factory, you can see that, like, you know.
What do you say to traditional socialist voters who feel lost between old and new Labour?
New Labour is good for traditional Labour people because they wanted a Labour Party that can modernise the country and is up to date and in touch with people. So it's good for people, whether they're traditional Labour voters or not. They wanted a Labour Party that can be elected.
When the Labour Party takes control in Britain after this election, there will be noticeable differences in the way that the country is run. The priorities that people are crying out to be addressed in the health service, crime on the streets, in education and in employment opportunities are at the top of the Labour Party's agenda. We're going to run the economy properly. We're not going to tax and spend. We're not going to do boom and bust like the Conservatives did. We're going to run the economy strongly and tightly, but relevant to creating wealth and opportunity for as many people as possible.
I don't feel that Labour represents my interests or the interests of my family. I'll think before I go to the ballot box this time. If there's a socialist Labour candidate or a socialist candidate, they'll get my ex. I'm not just going to give a Labour candidate a free ride and a decent salary and he's not representing me.
The feeling, especially on this picket line, you know, is that we've got to send a message out to Tony Blair that he's got to come out in support of this dispute, and certainly he's got to come out in saying that he's going to get rid of these trade union laws.
The situation that exists in the Mersey docks is that unfortunately those workers have been dismissed, but they've been legally dismissed. Now, to say whether the law is right or not is not the job for me. That's what the law lords put across. But once it is a legal action that's been taken, it's very difficult for any party or any trade union or any representative body to dispute that. I mean, that is the legal fact.
It might mean changing the law again.
Well, it will mean looking at laws. I mean, we'll see what happens about changing laws, but we will look at laws and we will look at the way that management and business works, and we will make sure that management and business recognises that one of its greatest assets is the workforce.
I mean, I haven't got great confidence in this Labour, the Labour Party at the moment. Because they look very like the Tories, they sound very like the Tories, but they're better of a bad bunch. I mean, they couldn't realistically get up in a cloth cap today. You know, they've got to be in a suit, and they've got to be, because it just wouldn't work, it wouldn't wash in today's society for a man to get up with a lunch box under his arm and a cloth cap on.
Is Labour Party still a working class party?
We're a party that has got appeal across classes, and it's a party that's based on certain key values.
Working class values?
I think they're not just working class values, they're middle class values too. You know, people want a decent society in which to live in. I know that's the best prospect for the individual. Right.
Old Labour probably didn't do anything wrong. Old Labour just didn't grow quick enough. The problems that when Mrs. Thatcher came in 1979, the country was looking for new leadership, new ideas, new direction. During that whole time though, unfortunately, the Labour Party didn't communicate a message. In the late 80s, the Labour Party started to grow politically, started to expand its influences, used to listen to more advice, started meaningful communications with business people, with decision makers, with industrialists. The size of the party started to grow.
The people of North carry on voting Labour, because maybe they've gone right wing as well. Maybe the people have gone right wing. Well, I'm one of them. I mean, I own my own house, I have a holiday abroad. So maybe it was the right thing to go more right, I don't know.
Yes. I'm going to come say hello. There you go.
That's what's troubling me when I thought.
Tony Blair is handsome Jack, like, isn't he? Real clean boy. But if he's good, if he really means what he says, well, we'll have to put it to the test.
Those people who voted Labour time and time and time again are more likely perhaps to be in the communities that will benefit directly from a new Labour government. I mean, people have always wanted a Labour government. I mean, I myself have always voted for the Labour Party. But this Labour Party now, the new Labour Party, is talking economic sense. It's talking about practicalities to the business world, but it's also talking about realities to ordinary families. I think there's an excitement amongst traditional Labour voting people that this time they're going to get a Labour government.
What do you think of Blair when you see him on telly?
I think he's all right. I think he's all right. I think he'll. He had to change the limits, didn't he? You know, when he was the perfect. He was the man for the job, wasn't he? I think if John Smith would have been there, I think he would have been better. But Blair's there now, and he, you know, the blue suit and the pearly white seat and the hairs on and all that. I think that's the way they had to go, didn't it? You have to come out of the dark age, you know, the all militant and all that.
It's a bit of a blow. It's a bit of a blow to the society when you've got to look the part instead of.
It is, isn't it?
Instead
that's
of
the way it is. That's
your policies or the way you treat your fellow human beings. Personally, I'm going to give them one shot.
I think they like New Labour. They see it as a changed Labour Party that's capable of taking this country through to the future and doing the things on behalf of all the people of the country, not just a Tory establishment at the top.
I'm convinced it's going to be reflected around the rest of the country.
Tony, thanks so much.
I hope so.
Super then.
Thank you.
Kai.
Thanks a lot, Ben. All the best to you.
Yeah,
Big cheers for Tony!
All the best to you. Thanks very much. Thank you. All the best.
Thanks, yeah. Cheers.